How many views does this thing have now? The Hitman versus the Murda Mook face off. 300,000 views. What's YouTube saying? Dropped a day ago. Still tallying up. That's a lot of numbers. That's a lot of views. TBL, you knew what you booked. You know what you have on your hands, right? The face off was supposed to be some fireworks. I mean, it was calm at times, it was tactical at times. The chessboard is fully out. You could see that in both directions, right? But there's talking points. There's a couple haymakers. There's a couple debates. There's a couple narratives that have come out the face off. And I enjoy, just like any other blogger or podcaster, to analyze and bring my opinions to the table. Shout out to TBL. Um, we're gonna start off with that: the Murda Mook and the Hitman face off. The title says, "Did Murda Mook lie in the face off versus Hitman Holla, or did he speak facts?" If it was a long title, I could add is, did Hitman also lie about something as well? I'm gonna get at both of them niggas about a couple little things, right? We're gonna pull some footage up. We're gonna dip into the past a little bit, get some more context, see if somebody gets exposed for not being honest. I'm gonna look at a couple things. Why not? Um, while we're here in battle rap, still in the intro, let me also say who's got some stuff coming on. Once again, shout out to TBL and the whole card going down September 13th. If you don't got your ticket to be in the building, get your live pay-per-view. This is going to be epic. The biggest battle that's left. What else? I see Goods got something coming up for a store function that he got. His sneakers is on deck. I saw his commercials a couple times on social media. Go to Goods page. He's got the date. He's got the time for everybody to pull up, get your hands on some of his exclusives. He got some exclusive t-shirts and sneakers that's going to be on sale at his particular function coming up. Dope, Goods. Dope. I love seeing shit like that. While I'm talking about Goods, shout out to Goods and DNA with their podcast. Who else got battle rap stuff going on? I'm talking about shit like for sale and shit. Damn, I'm going blank. But shout out to everybody that's doing their thing, man. Shout out to everybody that's doing their thing. Also today, what do we got? After Mook and Hitman, we got some Drake paperwork to take a look at. UMG then put something on the table. I could have put Drake in the thumbnail, but this is going to be short. So we'll get to it earlier in the stream, but it ain't going to be that long of a topic. We got new unfortunate footage to check out together with the young Dolph trial. More exhibits are coming out and now hitting the internet. Sad. We got a Fat Joe watch. We got a little Fat Joe segment to talk about. 3 different videos to go through with the homie Joe. Fivio foreign I got up here. I got some topics towards the end about this viral video about her mother talking to her son about a man is supposed to pay for everything. We're gonna get there. We're gonna see if there's gonna be any fussing and fighting in the chat by the time we get there between the ladies and the fellas. I got the Ozempic lawsuit. Okay. And maybe 1 or 2 small things that we close out with. So y'all ready? Y'all ready? Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the members. Shout out to the mods. Let's work. So Hitman Holla versus Murda Mook face-off. Did y'all see it? How'd y'all feel about it? If we have to say, y'all can start going in the chat, but I'm going to keep talking instead of tallying up and stopping. I might pull some of the comments up. But if you had to say there was a winner of a face-off, and we do that a lot, who won the face-off, chat? Mook or Hitman Holla? Who won the face-off? I'll tell you right now. From looking at the lay of the land, from looking at the response, from looking at how some people are carrying certain statements that came from the face-off, and looking at the comments of the face-off as well, Mook won the face-off, all right? The face-off is always going to be a big piece of the promotion, right? The battle is there. Even Hitman said during the face-off, he said, I'm here to sell a fight. Now, I always hated when people lit the fans behind the curtain and say, I'm here to, like Jag did that too much. I'm the promo cam, promo. I'm like, don't tell people it's promo because we want people to feel like everything you're saying is how you just feel as a person, right? Don't tell them that we're promoting and then the light switch gets turned off the moment the last bar is said, even if y'all shake hands. But I know what Holla means when he says stuff like that. It's just like, don't try to pit me in certain spots because I'm up here working and doing a job, right? But it doesn't mean that what he's saying he doesn't actually feel. I feel like Mook was way more tactical, right? Even the calm nature to him, right? That everybody's talking about. Oh, it's a calm Mook. That means it's gonna be a different rapper. Let me tell you something, man. I expect a similar Murda Mook that what we've seen his whole career, just with tailored stuff for Hitman. I expect a similar Hitman that I've seen over the course of his career, just with stuff tailored for Murda Mook. But it's cool. It's cool that we say stuff like that. It develops the anticipation. But let me stay on that for a quick second. The calm Murda Mook. Was that a tactic within itself? I don't know. I don't know. If you can play to an angle of Hitman's emotional, Hitman's erratic, Hitman's loud, Hitman's over passionate, right? How are you gonna do it? You're gonna do it by playing quiet, right? But what's the real win out of playing quiet to see if the fans could just maybe push Hitman into looking, making him look like he's energetic and he cares way more than I do. They both care. They both. This is arguably, well, this definitely is one of the biggest battles for both of them. They both give a shit times 10. Okay. So I won't try to put that on either side. That would be bullshit. That would just be tactical if anybody was really trying to act like that. But it also offsets not having to argue, not having to face that type of energy, not having to know that I'm not here with somebody that I'm just going to be able to carry a promotional narrative of you're beneath me. I'm dealing with an equal and two god tiers at the end of the day, two end game guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm dealing with the god tier, regardless whether I think I was here before you or you did. Hitman, you did this better, or Mook, you did this better, or Mook, you was here first, or you're the reason for this, or Hitman, you took it to this level. You did. At the end of the day, when we get to 2025, they're both god tiers. Okay, so I can't do that really, and to a degree, Hitman can't do it to Mook neither. You know what I mean? So, all right, let me take some of this bass out of my voice. I can't sit here and just scream on somebody like they're a little nigga. You know what I mean? And then we know Hitman's personality is gonna match you, and then it's either gonna end up with a Cassidy and Hitman. Hitman best face off ever, or it's gonna be tactical like that. But I see the outcome of what the fans are saying for the face off, and I think it's just good energy. Good energy. Now, let's get a little bit more into the title, and I'll start by bringing up the footage of the face off. There are certain moments in here that definitely caught my eye more than others. All right. The topic of, how it started is very, very important because it may play to the rounds. Okay. How did we get here? We know that it's a real grudge. This isn't something that's just fake for the booking. They don't like each other. Why don't they like each other? Who started? Who said something first? Did somebody blow something out of proportion? Did somebody cross the line? Did somebody try to give a backhanded compliment, or was they really shooting at me on the low and everybody else overlooked it, but I caught it? All of those things are here in this face off, but we have to dissect it. So the how they got to this grudge in the first place is a big narrative for us all as battle rap fans to pay attention to. The other one of who cares and who doesn't, hence like even Mook's calmness. I like those two narratives. Those are like two top ones for me, or two of the top 3 or 5 for me that I like to pay attention to from this face off. And the one about I don't care, I don't pay attention to you, you pay attention to me. We're gonna get into that one as well. But let's take a look at the first one. How it started. Let me see what they're saying a little bit.
Why do you think you rap? I'm sick of him. Why do you think you rap? Why would you say that? Why do you think you rap? Why would you be sick of a nigga that won a battle? So I got a question. No. We gonna stay there. Why would you be sick of a nigga that won a battle? Like when you battle and you win, nigga, they gonna say, yo, I'm sick of this nigga. That's deep, bro. I'm sick of you. It's crazy. You did somebody and said you brought off about somebody. But I didn't say shit about you in the. I won a battle. It had nothing to do with Hitman. You was off the radar, cuffed off somewhere. Now all of a sudden, when I win, you sick of me. That don't make sense. It don't. You dissed me before the battle. And you win a battle, I'm still taking shots at what you said before the battle. Well, I didn't diss you before the battle. Bro, what are you talking? I said this was year. Nigga, we pull out y'all phones. Exhibit A. Exhibit. I'm sick of you, bro. Like, I'm sick because you lied to me. Just stop lying, bro. All right, I'm lying, bro. Pardon me, I'm lying, man. Listen, you took shots first, and I took shots ever since. You can't tell me why after I win a battle, you sick of me. Everybody know what that means. Yo, J2, you just won. I'm sick of you, bro. Battle me. That's all that means, bro. I didn't say I'm sick of your existence. I said I'm sick of you thinking you this. You gotta win, cool. Come see me. That's all that meant. And then I had 3, 4 other battles after that, and you spoke down on each one. You spoke down on every one of mine. No, the fuck I didn't. I don't care.
All right, so hold on. Before I get to the second one about who speaks down on who after, let's go to the actual history of it. Let's look at it in front of our faces and see if somebody is wrong, if somebody is misconstrued. I want to see it. So I do remember the blog that Hitman dropped. He referenced it in the Faceoff, which made me think about it as well. Shout out to Van. I remember I was on the phone with Van, Murda Mook's manager. That blog was put together so well. He thought that I had something to do with it. I was just like, I could swear on everything I love. I watched that fucking video for the first time along with everybody else. But shout out to Hitman and his editor. They got together. They put this blog together. It's like, what is it at now? It's at 272,000 views. All right. So some of the beginnings that from Hitman's perspective was in here. Let's go back and take a look.
2009. I probably met him 2010, probably. It might have been times where, you know, on internet, on Twitter, some people put me in that category, like, hey man, you the new end game, or you need to battle Mook or nothing. But as far as me and him, we never had no back and forth. So our last time on camera kicking it and cool was 2019. If y'all remember the Summer Impact, we was all in the same room, we kicking it. 2020, it was the day before he battled Tay-Rock, you know what I'm saying? I woke up and I just see him like, yo.
Like when Hitman said, I reload with the bullets that came out of him, I was listening and I said no, because that didn't make sense. He shouldn't have never said that bar.
And Mook the type of person that'll discredit you and then try to downplay how he discredit you. Mind you, never had no back and forth, never had no misunderstanding. That was the.
All right. So here's what I want to do with that. I want to add context, and y'all about to get the full ARP, Sorry It's True podcast mode. This is all me. If Hitman does an event, a couple people will say ARP paid for it. If Hitman does a blog, ARP gave him the ideas for it. If I do this video right here, this live right now, Hitman is sent ARP after the face. Let me tell you something, man. Look, man, y'all could probably say that about me and a million other my partners, or say that to Holla about him and a million of his partners. You know what I'm saying? Like, if people is cool, like, just don't stretch it. Like I'm gonna keep it 1,000 regardless. Like, you know, I just told y'all, I think Mook won the Faceoff. And I'm even gonna get to the part about the rapper or the rapping. I'm gonna get to all of that. Never say something that you can't say to somebody else's face. Never be scared of your own opinions. I grew up a certain way, right? So don't worry about no super bias over here. Do I defend my people? Do I hold my people down? What have I always said for years? I've always said, if I can't keep it 1,000 without stepping on somebody that I fuck with at a certain level, I won't say nothing. That's what I said. That's what I've been saying for years. Okay. So this is me. Nobody can ever stop me from saying what the fuck I want to say, knowing that I'm a respectful, sturdy, straightforward, honest person. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I wanted the context of that. And I want to see the full thing. And there was a little gem in there that Hitman and Mook said. I don't even know if Mook and Hitman caught it. I might be the only one that's really catching it right here as far as pulling the narrative out a little bit more about some of those early dealings between these two guys. Now, I got a topic off of this, but let's see. This is from the beginning of the video. Hip hop is real.
The corny, yo, fourth bar, here it comes.
Yeah.
Punchline. Yo, it got to the point that the crowd go crazy when a bar just sound like it's supposed to be something. Like, yo, bro, you on a cadence, you hit it in rock, hit it in the same, hit it with folks in it, hit it with bang, those sort of the bang. It's like, oh, like they don't even know what they owing for. Like when Hitman said, I reload with the bullets that came out of him, I was listening and I said no, because that didn't make sense, right? Just because he said that bar.
Look at Math in the background. Look at Math.
And
Look
this
at
ain't a
Math.
slight to Hitman or
Look at
whatever,
Math.
but that was he like he shouldn't have never said that bar. But the fans went crazy for that bar. To then only Nigga explained it after niggas like, yo, you can't do that. And then now it's y'all should know that. Like you can't do that.
But they don't know it. Because the niggas that's being pushed are not niggas that write like that. And I need y'all to know, like this is a lost art.
You can't say that. That's wrong. No, you just can't say that because that is not even real. Like you can't do it in life. You can't do that.
But
it's not even about the art. It's about the regular part of it.
You are. There's other writers that are. And they're not. Listen.
So who got the money on?
Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. I would love to go face to face with this man.
Right.
I would love to, because I know what it is. I know what it is.
Okay.
Y'all don't know what it is. Y'all niggas watching some shit, but you don't fully understand it.
Facts, though.
You don't.
Yo, good. When you
God.
say this how we gonna leave.
Okay.
Good God.
October 31st, fun.
Good God.
Just let's get to it.
Good God.
I hope Rock come with it. That's it. Hope he come with it. Just come with it.
Okay, and then goes into rock promo. I'm even gonna give y'all a behind the scenes story of me and Goods to blend into this in a second. Okay, let's start to let me start to sorry it's true Rayman this. Let me start to break this down. Now, you see the title up here of this video on the screen, right? It's Murda Mook warns Tay Rock. Gun bars are not gonna cut it. So he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, like pushing down the attributes and what people know Tay Rock for. And enforcing his point, he uses Hitman, the bullets that came at him. Now, let's go here real quick, because you can come to a general level and say, is it wrong when you speak facts? Can you reload with the bullets that came out of somebody? Why do people get upset when you tell the truth? I take no issue with that, right? If I'm going to disagree with Holla about this piece right here, I'm going to say, number one, Mook don't owe you no phone call. Y'all weren't that cool. Y'all probably just competition to each other at that time. Y'all may have been around each other, been cool or whatever, but Mook ain't going to call you and say, hey, I want to talk to you about the bar that you said versus John. No, that ain't going to happen. You have too high expectations for that type of relationship. You and Mook, I don't think were ever like that, right? And if y'all were, y'all tell me. Maybe I'm missing something. Number two, is what Murda Mook just said right there disrespectful? No, it's not disrespectful. It's not nothing for to create beef or nothing. What Mook just did is a radar bleep. Y'all know what that is? Let me tell you something about survival, people. If you don't have intuition, if you don't have a third eye, you're going to get caught up and jammed up in a lot of shit, and you're going to be taken for a sucker, and you're going to be naive in a lot of shit and a lot of things. Okay? Now, when Hitman says at the time it's a blog with Mook and Math, me and Math don't really get along at the time or whatever, that's true. I know that I'm the one that put Math and Hitman on the phone. I'm the one, before I put them on the phone, Math, what's your problems with Hitman? You brrr. Holla, what's your problems with Math? Brrr. And, all right, cool. And one of them wanted to holler at the other person about something that was like business opportunity, whatever, but they had energy, smooth it over, put them on the phone, everything. I mean, so they really don't like each other. So it's already, a thing with those two. Okay. That's like, for example, certain people that I know I don't fuck with or don't fuck with me on camera with somebody else that happens to be taking a shot at RBE. I don't just look at it for like, oh, what they said is true. The event did say on the flyer starting at 3, but it started at 4. No, I'm stupid then. You can't move through the world like that. You can't move through life like that. Okay. Now let's go to just picking out that bar, right? Here's the thing about Murda Mook. I want to give him credit and at the same time be just my own opinion. Sorry, as true mode as possible. Murda Mook is a very, 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 very smart person. you know how prior to like this face-off, when people say things like Murda Mook can't finish a sentence and he stutters all the time and all that, you know what I always thought that was? I didn't attribute it to anything side stuff or whatever people think came up to this point of this new Mook, you know, that people are talking about. I always attributed to his thought patterns are so fast that the points that he wants to make are so developed on top of each other that he switches so fast before finishing the thought or the sentence that he was already on. Though that's a thing, a mind thing that creates some of the best chess players in the world, right? I have this thought that's like sixth in line, and it's already developed in the front of my head for me to say it, but I'm still on thought number 2 that I'm in the middle of saying, and I'm just rushing through it. And you have to have the communication skills that then complement that type of thought processing that a lot of people are not born with. And you're either going to be able to just sit up here like me for 2-3 hours straight and just talk live, or academics for 6 hours and just talk live because your thoughts are formula. I don't have a script in front of me. I don't have notes in front of me. I don't have anything in front of me other than the footage that I know I want to draw my points. And even right now, I'm branching off into another thought to make my shit. And then I'm going to come right back to this Mook and Hitman shit. Certain people are just born with that. And I thought Mook's brain does that so fast and so much, he trips over himself. Now, the reason why I give him that credit, and I always thought that about him, let's now revert that into what happened here in this video. I like to go to the mental, psychological level. He's so smart that you got to know that a Murda Mook of the world, or a Beasley of the world, or ARP of the world, or a Sue Surf of the world, they say things that are intentional. There's a reason for it, whether it's competitive, whether it's tactical. Like I'll use Beasley, for example, who is just as smart, right? Nobody catches it except for the person that's on the recipient end. It's not meant for everybody to catch. When he's in an interview and he says, "Yeah, I don't know these leagues. They don't really present things the way that we do." And then, you know, next thing you know, people are doing events and strip clubs and whatnot. Now, y'all think that he's just talking in general. He's talking about starting 5 and all that. Like the venue in Queens that we rented from people that are associated with him, cousins to Harry. And if you look at the stage, that RVE sign is being held up by 2 strip. It's a strip. And he knows this. He knows the people that we even rented the venue from. He knows that. It even came up. I don't even gonna say that. So I know what he just did. And he knows what he just did. And then if I fly off the window or get passionate about it, like Holla, everybody looks at me like I'm crazy. No. So Murda Mook, of all the millions of thoughts that processes in his brain and examples while he's dissing Tay-Rock, for him to push down Tay-Rock and use Hitman's example right there, that's intentional. And people do it all the time. And if you miss it, then y'all are the people that y'all just miss things. That's fine. You miss it. If you miss it, you miss it. But I think I don't think that it's a bad thing what Mook did, because I don't think that they were friends at this time. And I think it's a pool of competition. So nothing that Mook said there is wrong. Nothing. But Holla's not wrong for catching it and interpreting it and saying, "Ooh, okay." And you there with math, a nigga that don't okay, I got you. Right? And so I want y'all to balance that out properly. Now let's go back to the face-off for a second. Let me check this one out with y'all.
And then I had 3-4 other battles after that, and you spoke down on each one. You spoke down on every one of mine. No, the fuck I didn't. I don't care when you battle, bro. I really don't. On my mother, I don't care, bro. When you battle, I be like, "Oh shit, Hitman battle. Who won?" I got a blog out right now showing these facts. That's how dumb you are. I got a blog on Bags and Bodies right now that said catch a Mook in 20 lies, and he's up here saying he don't care. And I already bro, the only thing I care is when I go do an interview or something, and after Hitman say some shit about me. So now that's the fact. I bet you got more than me. I bet you got more interviews talking down on me than I got about you. Nah, no, bro. Okay, no, you don't, bro. You don't. No, you don't. I know how to shut niggas out. It's never over. I bet. It's never over. Why are we talking about, yo, you got more interviews than battling? You got interviews. You the one. You ain't like I'm just getting her talking about Murda Mook. No. You did, though. I did. Who started it? Oh, man. Who started it? Leave it up to you. I started it. Exactly. Leave it up to you. I started. I'm not even completely sure that is entirely true. Well, go find it. No, nigga, we here. I found you. I found the issue.
See, I'm telling y'all. I'm telling you. You see how snappy and how fast both of them are great at it. Like, if you debate with Mook, you're gonna be in for a challenge. If you debate with Hitman, you're gonna be in for a challenge. You see how snappy and fast he is. That's why I will never discredit somebody's intelligence, a Mook, a Surf, a Beasley, when I hear them talk and drop shit in there, because for me to not give you the credit for what you said or what you did or how fast you was able to answer or catch that question and spin it or take a shot or plant the seed. If I don't give you credit for that, then I can't give you credit for how smart y'all are. And I give y'all credit for how smart y'all are. The whole thing, yeah, I didn't want him to put it on certain things, but and you know, respectfully, of course, shout out to Mook. But in our eyes, in many fans' eyes, that's not true. See, the thing that I enjoy doing on the internet with obviously the topics and the style of this podcast, I'll do it to any battle rapper as far as pulling up the history, all these celebrities and whatnot. Y'all know the style of this podcast. I like to see something and I go back and be like, wait a minute, are we sure? Did we forget that 50 Cent, you know, he did disrespect the fact that Irv Gotti just passed away. I wouldn't have done that. But now let's go back, people, and I'll take you through a whole stream of saying, look at this right here related to his mother. Look at this right here related to him getting shot. Look at this right here to alleged blackballing against his career and trying to get him up out of the industry. Look at this right here, this footage of Ja Rule and Supreme on stage together. Look at this when Irv Gotti and Black Cadillac Ty and all this said this, and he got stabbed in the studio, and right? And I'll be like, we can't co-sign disrespecting Irv Gotti passing. 50 Cent can. Right? I like going back through that type of shit. So when Murda Mook says things like, I don't care when you battle. I never watch or I never do this when you battle. When Hitman and Loaded Lux cross paths, and I'm not saying that like it's already booked, I'm just speaking it into existence from the battle rap gods. Right? When Hitman and Loaded Lux cross paths, what's the first topic that jumps into a lot of fans' minds other than God tier versus God tier? When you think about narratives around them or like times where they've crossed paths or issues or disagreements that Loaded Lux and Hitman may have had, what's going to pop into the fans' minds? If you're like me this morning, I'll wait. I'll give y'all a second. It's a disagreement that Hitman and Loaded Lux had over the watch party. So Hitman is hosting him versus Geechee Gotti on his own league, his own pay-per-view, his own VOD, his own door, his own card, right? And if you're a league owner, you know that anytime somebody purchases a pay-per-view and gives out the password, or if you do a watch party, you got 50 people there or whatever, it's money out of your pocket. Now, there's watch parties all over the place. Like, no big deal. Like, people do that forever. I'm going to do it with the Super Bowl, or you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But the disagreement that they really had boiled down to the fact that there was communications, and the boss was involved, and Loaded Lux's sister was involved. There's communications about things happening, and then all this other stuff was left out. And then you turn around and there's a flyer and there's a sale and there's money involved. It's like, oh shit, y'all are possibly undercutting me, right? Now, however you interpret that disagreement when you was watching that all unfold between Lux and Holla at the time is up to how you interpreted everything. But there's footage of it. There's footage of it. And Murda Mook seems very, very passionate about Hitman's battle. To me, it seems pretty important. Mind you, this was an event. This was for sale. This earned money, right? this invited celebrities. That's what Loaded Lux told people. Like, we're inviting celebrities to come watch and whatnot. They put together a whole shindig based on Hitman battling Geechee Gotti, right? And after the battle was over, it was this type of energy.
His girl getting shot. Now, Hitman Holla was in defense mode, and he spit actual facts that happened in the battle. In the fight. What's the shooter? What's the facts he said the shooter? He had that. I'm asking you, what's the facts he said the shooter? Nobody. The tree flip was the last ball of the third round. I have it one. Right. Do we believe? You said nobody got shot? Oh, no. Well, that's the question. We don't know. Okay. So only Hitman was there to defend himself. For that, his lady. No, but we know. He said we know she got shot. Right. Listen. I'm going on his narrative. No, I'm going to go off what Hitman wrote. A fucking whole 3-hour post about the incident that happened. The bullet went through her teeth. Niggas came in. It is a whole thing that Hitman put out. I'm asking you, did Hitman lady get shot or not? No. I see what you're saying. Well, look. Oh, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Hitman said it happened. Hitman said it. In the public, Hitman accepts that as true. That's what I'm saying. The public accepts that as true. Hitman said his lady got shot through the teeth, went through the back of a stone, whatever the case. Geechee Gotti said she did. He's saying how. He's not saying she. He's saying how did she do that with no missing teeth, no throwing exit wound out the back of her neck? If you really got shot, like the gangsters in here, then you would know a nigga teeth gonna get broken off. It's gonna be an exit wound. That is he talking to gang members. Okay, that's gang talking. That's what I'm asking you. I'm asking. That's Geechee Gotti said that.
Yeah, I don't want to hear nobody up here. ARP is defending Holla. That man Mook was defending the shit out of Geechee. He said, if you really got shot like the gangsters that's in here, but Sin really did get shot. Like, so y'all look crazy. But all right. Also, you know, real quick, and shout out to Lux as well. You know, if I go to the channel, and this was points of contention around Hitman feeling like his event was being undercut by another god tier who can attract sales from his pay-per-view, right? If I look at his channel, you know, I don't see any other watch parties that were done since then, right? Which I know Lux was saying this is a thing for the culture. Shout out to Lux. So it would have made way more of a Hitman don't make it about you if we would have continued to see it. There's not a single one that was done since then. And then on top of that, it's the first one that was done. So, hey, shout out to Lux. This channel looks dope, man. You got some good content. We'd like to see you come into this spot and bring more people up and do these interviews more often, homie. It'd be great content for the battle rap culture. Looks like the last video here was posted was 4 months ago. Before that, 7 months, and then 8 months. So I know he's not up here too frequent. But that's a point that continues to validate, you know. And then remember, this was a co-hosted by Murda Mook thing, you know. So obviously, the energy and the draw of a Hitman battle, and not to detract and take away anything from Geechee, you know, creates this, or got y'all into it, or has a 20-30 minute argument about his girl getting shot or not after the battle, and arguing, losing y'all voices in there and saying shit that's not even real. Like the gangsters in here that got shot. If her shit would have been this, like I got all the police reports and all that shit about Sin getting shot. Because I was curious at what point too. I was like, yo, Hollywood, why saying all the bull? He said it's about, oh shit. And that's when I tweeted Averb, like, yo, Averb, you want to do a live together? I was gonna pull up on screen and show him. This is when me and Averb were still talking. I was gonna show him and be like, I don't think you should go that direction. Let alone, of course, you're offending people at a high level. But just from us, as far as what's true and what's not true, because there are people in the world that want to tell you ARP's for this guy in knees. They don't give a fuck about truth or not. But I thought at the time, I was hoping at the time, Verb would be somebody to lean on truth. And I just wanted to show him and let that also be what the fans could see, because I'm not a fan of us playing around with personal, serious stuff, especially if we're wrong, right? But in that video right there, that's not promotion. Hitman and Mook ain't booked right there. He's just saying, like, the gangsters that got their shit that's in the room, that can't be the case with Cinnamon. But she absolutely had a home invasion that she survived and got shot in the fucking face. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I like some of the back details of the tactics in the face-off, and I don't expect anybody to get in a face-off and be 1000% accurate, but it's for us to dissect after. And if somebody has any counters to some of the stuff that I just brought up, let's debate them. You know, tweet them to me, DM them to me, or don't DM them to me, please. I got too many DM. Tweet them to me. It's just healthy debate for an upcoming huge mega battle, God tier versus God tier. That's all. Ain't no serious shit that this type of video is about. Yeah, I mean, shout out to TBL, shout out to Hitman, shout out to Mook. All right. Last but not least, before I move on, I want to say about the better rapper, right? If you say, yo, ARP, you saw that when Mook was like, yo, I rap better than you. And Hitman's questioning that, like, why you say that? Why you think that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's obviously gonna be something that people are gonna look towards in their battle. If it's gonna be an angle, if it's gonna be a narrative, are we gonna pay attention to the bar by bar or bar for bar structure from both of them? All of that's gonna play into it. And it coming up in the face of ask ARP, who's a better rapper? It's Murda Mook. You know what I'm saying? I 1000% believe that Murda Mook is a better bar for bar rapper than 90 plus percent, 95 plus percent of the entire battle rap culture. I do, right? But me, if I know that going into a battle, if I know that Chilla Jones is a better rapper than let me pick somebody. Damn, I got a bunch of names I'm looking at and some I don't want nobody. Riggs. I'll use Riggs. Shout out to Riggs. I know that Chilla Jones is a better bar for bar rapper than Riggs. Does that mean I don't pay for it now? Right? At the time, before LL's bomb drops, his ether drops. Hey, ARP, who's a better rapper? Cannabis or LL? I'm gonna say, damn, LL is already at that time one of our goats. LL is a wizard with his pen, but he ain't a better rapper at that time than Cannabis. I'm not saying that at the time. When Cannabis came out, we thought his brain was the internet. Like we thought he was walking around with Chat GPT in his mind before there was Chat GPT. You know what I'm saying? I'll bow to you on the net. I'll bow to you on flesh. I'll bow to you over the phone. You could call me collect. I'll bow to you for the respect. I'll bow to you over a blank check. I'll bow to you with a gun on my neck. I'll bow to you standing over the toilet with my. I'll bow to you juggling a hand grenade with the pin out in a stolen car with the VIN number ripped out, drinking and getting stout doing the 360. I stay righteous like Farrakhan, puffing on the marijuana. You understand where I'm coming from? You number one, then I'm -2. Basically, nigga, that means I'm still better. What? Basic mathematics. What? that nigga cannot. That nigga cannot. But did he win the battle, even if he was a better rapper at the time, in certain people's opinions? He got trashed in the battle. Who's the best battle rapper in the world? ARP, by your opinion. How many years, how many times do I have to say Ill Will? Ill Will. If you book Ill Will versus Murda Mook, if you book Ill Will versus Loaded Lux, you book him versus who's the better battle rapper to me? I'm going to say Ill Will. That's what matters for September 13th. Okay, you see why I just said the Cannabis and the LL thing? Because we're not going to buy that pay-per-view or be in that building and say, okay, hey, everybody pass in your raps. Let me read them on this piece of paper. Battle rap encompasses all attributes, right? Like I want to be able to see a goods stand on stage and have a presence about him that maybe his opponent doesn't. Right. I want to see Hitman drop a bar that says, I'm already teaching a little nigga how to control a crowd. I want to be able to go to Conceited and Big K and Av and Rum Nitty and B Magic and say, I'm ready to hear some punchlines. I want to be able to go to Chilla Jones and say, all right, it's time for these schemes. Or I want to say, hey, Sharon, Chef Trez, A-Ward, King Los, DNA, Big Cannon. I'm ready for these rebuttals and these freestyles. Or Disaster. I'm ready to hear you pull shit out of thin air mid-round, like Hollow the Don. You know what I'm saying? Or Swave Sever, or Math Hoffa, or Murda Mook. It's time to hear these angles and these third rounds. it's such a mixed fucking bag. It's battle rap. It's battle rap. And the moment, and I'm not trying to detract from Murda Mook's point. Murda Mook's chessboard is a strong chessboard. You know what I'm saying? I'm just having my own interpretation of what's going on with both of these guys. It's not just about the better rapper. There's a lot of people that I think Chilla Jones or JC is a better rapper than, but then I also think that they would lose in certain matchups too. You see what I'm saying here, right? It's not just about your rap ability. I think that Daylight has a better pen than Rum Nitty. Some people might argue that, right? Rum Nitty beat him. There's other attributes. There's other things that's going on in there. You know what I'm saying? Loaded Lux has a better pen to me than New Jersey Twerk. New Jersey Twerk is well capable of winning this battle. And Twerk's pen is crazy, but we say that Lux is one of the best writers of all time, right? I think King Los has a better pen than 98% of all you motherfuckers. But people are going to get in there and beat him. Okay? Show Off is one of my favorite pens. If you read Show Off shit on paper, it's crazy. But he lost to somebody that doesn't get mentioned when we talk about top pens on stage, Rosenberg Raw, because there's other things that come into play. Your setups, your schemes, your approach, your chessboard on stage, your performance, your accuracy, your crowd control, your pacing, your round structure, everything, your timing, your everything, your counter writing. It's all part of it. I watched a lot of people that we would say are better pen or ball for ball rappers than Hitman. I watched him beat a lot of them. And I've also watched a lot of people that slept on Murda Mook and say, oh, you're not the new era type or whatever. And I watched him with Twerk and I said, oh shit, Mook is capable of being in there with new era and anybody. So I watch and I keep it real and then I kill those narratives simply because I pay attention. No, Mook could battle anybody. Stop the new era shit. Then I also watch Hitman. Okay, this guy has a better pen than him. He's automatically gonna lose. So why did he beat Tay-Rock? Or why did he have the Battle of the Year classic debatable with Ill Will? Somebody question Ill Will's pen. I want you to do that right now. It doesn't go like that. All right. And we watch it time and time over, and then we still fall into the same fucking trap. September 13th will give us the outcome based on what these guys do tactically, just like Cannabis and LL. Can I get a horn for that? No? Yes? No? Y'all not with me on that? All right. Facts, I see from the chat. Thank you. Thank you. You got that. Thank you. Briz is the only one that can beat Mook. Some people say Verb beat Mook. I've always had the Verb in the Mook battles debatable. I say Verb clearly takes the first. I don't think I don't contend with that third round. It's 24 minutes of genius chapter writing if you pay attention to it. And I say do what you want with the second. The second is like flip-floppy to me. So I still never force myself to pick a winner in that battle. Yes, King Lo. You guys see what the fuck I'm talking about? You guys see what I'm talking about here? Huh? Lux Pen is better than Gotti, but who won the battle? Thank you. Thank you, chat. Thank you, chat. Y'all see my points. We just got to pay attention. Cannabis won the battle versus but LL won the war. I mean, I like second round knockout the best out of all the songs, right? But that doesn't necessarily matter, you know, especially sonically or whatever. I still think Meet the Grams is the best track to come out of the Kendrick versus Drake shit. There's a lot of people that disagree with me. There's a lot of people that's going to say Family Matters, Euphoria, right? You know what I'm saying? So the war is definitely a different conversation. The war is September 13th. And then if there's any narratives that happen after the war, the after the war narratives matter for Mook and Hitman if they have a close debatable battle, or if there's things that happen in the battle that leave us still scratching our head and saying, I'm not sure. I need to see why Mook said that about Hitman, or I need to see why, you know, Hitman spoke about Mook's backstory about how they started beefing, and look at the video and see if it matches up, or, you know, like we could do shit like that. So if it's close and there's head scratching shit, then yeah, there's the aftermath. If not, then September 13th, we'll all walk away clearly saying this person won or that person won. Period. You got 616. You see, it's happening right here in my chat. You see, I prove my points one way or another. You see, I think it should. I prove my points one way or another. Yeah, I see a lot of people telling me to watch this. Somebody DM'd me this yesterday too. Shout out to Checks and Balances. The JC and A Ward battle is fire. I saw a clip of some of A Ward's rebuttals. The speaking of 12 rebuttal I saw on Twitter, and I said, "Oh my god, this nigga A Ward, he is an alien. He's always been." All right, let's move on. Speaking of rap battles, perfectly lined up. Say Drake. And even that bar is going to match this piece of what I'm going to give y'all. But like I said, this topic is short. That's why I don't got Drake in the thumbnail. All right. So latest updates to the docket. UMG is coming back with some threats of what they can go into the closet and pull out, the arsenal that they might bring to the stage if needed. Copy or description by category and location of documents electronically store information and tangible things under federal rule of civil procedure. All right, based upon the information now reasonable available to UMG states that it has in its possession, custody, or control the following categories of documents that it may use to support its defenses, unless the use would be solely for impeachment. First one, contracts and agreements between UMG and Drake and documents concerning UMG's contractual relationship with Drake. Okay, we know that. The other recordings in Drake and Lamar's rap feud and documents concerning the distribution, marketing, and promotion of the other recordings in the feud. Okay. Let's spend some time there for a second. The fuck do you mean by other? Do you have more diss tracks that was turned in? Maybe it's I'm interpreting this incorrectly, but what do you mean by other recordings? I don't know. Well, then again, like even the first track that dropped, right? The push-ups, aka Drop and Give Me 50, that came out twice. Remember, it came out and then the main one came out with the second beat, a different beat. So who knows what UMG means when they say other recordings? But all right. But the documents concerning the distribution, marketing, and promotion, that is the biggest piece of one of their defenses. No. Because if Drake is saying you guys went to hell and back to push this particular song to defame me and during the midst of this negotiations, possibly, allegedly, whatever, if they have documents saying like this is how we distributed it and marketed it and everything looks in line, then that's big. All right. If I was Drake's lawyer, I would be very, very curious to see this in discovery. And if I can see this, if it's that black and white, clear cut, and I know there's no way I'm going to be able to get around it, you start to decide whether this is something that you need to dismiss or push towards settlement opposed to trial. All right. Because I think that's big right there. But anyway, the petition entitled Art on Trial, Protect Black Art, appended as Exhibit A in UMG's request. So we saw that like last year or earlier this year, right? It was very tactical. It draws on the culture of hip hop as well as battle rap, and it makes Drake look horrible. And they put all those exhibits in there of like all the different companies that sign on, I believe, or allegedly that believe in the protection of the art. So I do remember that exhibit that we looked at in the past. Other recordings by Drake and documents concerning the same, including but not limited to those appended in Exhibit B, B, C, and Z to UMG's. Okay. News reports and documents concerning Drake's relationships with and behavior around minors. The criminal charges and conviction of Baka Not Nice, Travis, whatever his last name is, and the rap feud between Drake and Lamar, including but not limited to the documents appended in Exhibit N through X. Okay, so how do y'all want to look at that one right there? So when you say news reports, okay, public. We probably seen all that stuff already too. No big deal, right? Documents concerning Drake's relationship with and behavior around minors. Let me say allegedly. I don't know if I'm reaching by saying when you're in a court dispute, or when somebody threatens you legally, you go get your hands on a lot of stuff. Or a lot of people start to turn around and give you stuff. And that just happens when you're either in a lawsuit or threatened with a lawsuit. I just got to assume the power, the reach, the resources of UMG. When you say this word documents concerning, you best believe that that's things that's not public yet or may never be public, right? Not saying that it has to be something crazy like a video or a picture in the app. I'm not saying that. But you just never know. A text message, a DM, an email. Hell, emails played a big role in Diddy's case. Those emails between Diddy and Cassie and Jane Doe, there was a lot of what pulled on the juror for like, yo, that's consent. Look at this email right here. Look what she's saying to him. All right. It happens in the biggest cases to the smallest cases. All right. Now, also, that's always going to continue to be a big defense that Drake is going to have to get around if you're going after UMG or continue to go after UMG. The fact that this stuff is already so public prior to the battle. Okay. Documentaries already out about Drake and allegedly misbehavior with minors. It's already there. It's been there for years. It's been on talk shows. It just wasn't big. And then fast forward, Drake asked Kendrick to bring it up, and he said, sure. Drake knew it was there. How about that? Okay, that's a fact. He brought it up. I don't have to say allegedly. He brought it up before Kendrick did. Before Kendrick even dropped his response. He brought it up. All right. And then, of course, the big haymaker here, which, if you ask me, UMG would use to clear their name about the cover art. The sex offender registered pins on top of Drake's crib, allegedly, right? And placed on Neighborhood Watch and right, all them lyrics from Kendrick in the main target, not like us. You have the convictions and the criminal charges on Baka Not Nice, and this is already you also already have in your possession all of the documents and proof linking Drake and Baka together, which makes the lyric tangible. I'll still say allegedly. Okay. I think I might have had a stream where I said that in the past. I said, I always felt like the pins on the crib and the whole, you got to be registered and all that lyrics from Kendrick. The reason why it gets legs is not necessarily because you have that proof on Drake, but you have it on Baka, allegedly. Right? That's where I don't know how you get around that. This is your friend, Drake, right? This is your folks. So that's a big bullet point right there. But I feel like there's a lot in that we don't know. It's not public yet. It's just the nature of the beast in these lawsuits. Last one, the affirmation of David Kafer. That's somebody that they're looking to subpoena, I believe, right? But yeah, they clearly pointed out, you sure you want to go down this rabbit hole? Kendrick was the one that warned you. What do you think we'll do? We're worth a couple $2 billion. All right, I'll leave it there. All right. Let's go to, should we go to Fat Joe or Young Dolph? Let's go to Young Dolph first. So we know about the trial. We saw some of the updates yesterday that we covered. And now to see the footage from the inside of the cookie shop of the shooting. It's not something that is it's not gory or anything like that. You don't really see anything that's disrespectful or against YouTube policy, I don't feel. So I think we could pull this up and then we're going to talk about it, a little reaction to it in a second. I'll put this on the big screen for y'all. All right. Yes, rest up, Young Dolph.
Could you see who was inside of the cookie store from once you got out of the car?
Oh, once we pulled in, is when I saw Young Dolph.
Now, of course, the person that's answering those questions right now is allegedly one of the shooters, right? But he's testifying, and he's got his deal already, right? So,
like close to the glass, like he gonna bag up. That's when I saw where he was at, like location in the store. Where his location was inside the store.
Is this the person to which you're referring?
Yes, ma'am.
yes, ma'am. It's like people that's cooperating. I'll say allegedly. It seems like they always say yes, ma'am, don't they?
Was that you?
Yes, man. That was me that ran up, shooting inside the store.
I might be wrong. That might be Dolph's friend inside, not the alleged shooter. Wow, look at that. He's right next to them. He's right next to them.
You all pulling off in the white Jeep.
Yes, ma'am.
We see someone in the frame in the shot coming out and shooting as well.
Yes, ma'am. He had shot back at us, and I actually got hit twice.
And where did you get hit?
Got hit in my arm, on my leg.
Did Justin sustain any injuries?
He got scraped on his back.
I mean, when you look at the footage that's always been out from outside the store when the shooters come out and start shooting through the glass, you see them shooting through the glass and then they kind of move over a little bit as if like, and now we see that's because young Dolph kind of like ran to the side a little bit. But it's obviously strong caliber weapons that they're using because they never even came inside. They always, from the way that they perform that, they were just like, we're just going to go through the glass, strong enough caliber guns to do that. But there's also another picture of young Dolph's clothes from the day in question. And there's a lot of like tags on the shirt that looks like these are possible hits. Yeah, it's sad. It's very, very sad. One thing that I definitely want to say here is the bravery, the camaraderie, the of his boy that's up there talking right now. That's incredible. That is incredible. Shots went off. He turned around and he automatically started. Now, from when he was inside, he automatically then went to, I gotta protect me and my man. He started letting off. Then he came out right behind. I felt like there was never more than like 20 feet between them as they were running back into their escape car. He ran right behind them, knowing that they just shot shit up and they got guns on them. He started returning fire, then he ran right at them, got in the back seat, got another weapon, looked like a rifle or AR pistol type joint, and then went at them with that. So Dolph had somebody with him that was of that type of caliber of we moving around, right? Because you hear sometimes the whole like, where's your gun or where's your security? Security don't always come with a badge or all black jeans and a t-shirt or real legitimate company rented security. They don't always come like that. Sometimes they just come in the form of your boy. And if you know your boy he go. And that's a form of security. Sometimes you could be your own security too. Yeah. But his boy, man, you got to commend him for he went out for Dolph. He really, really did. And he said he got hit twice as well. But yeah, that footage is scary, man, because the fact of that is no matter how solid and strong or soldiered up the person is with you, I feel like if Dolph was in there with 5 security guards standing next to him, those guys, they pulled up and they would have probably did the same. They probably didn't even know how many people was inside Dolph's car, and they would have still pulled up and shot through that glass and then ran away, right? It's just certain things are just unavoidable. It doesn't matter. You can have a lot of people die with their gun on them, right? It doesn't make you It doesn't make you worse or slipping because he died with his gun on him. You see rappers the drill niggas diss each other like that all the time. You bitch ass, you died with your gun on you. I don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? My gun is to get into action once I understand what's going on. What if I never have the opportunities to know what's going on? My back is turning, I'm on a phone. You know, there's people that are standing at store and they stand sideways so that they can keep their eye on the person they're having the business with. Like, hey, here's the money, and they can, pay them. And they turn sideways where the peripherals could also see what's happening outside, back to the door. Many of us are taught from other men or people in general or society. Men, you sit down at a restaurant, your back is never to the door. If a woman ever tries to take that seat first or whatever, you tell her, I'm sorry, please get up and sit over here. I need to be facing the exits and the entrances, and even still, there's things that you can't help. You know what I mean? Like, look at the end of The Sopranos, right? I could be facing the door. Somebody could walk in looking like a regular patron. I could actually see them and be like, okay, I paid attention. I'm alert. I don't know that person. I don't have no beef with that person. Okay, cool. Let me go back to eating. That person went to the bathroom, looked like he was minding his business, and then he came from behind. And you just can't help it. You just can't help it. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that Dolph could have done in that moment. And then that's when people just start to do the time machine stuff. He shouldn't have been here. He shouldn't have done this. He shouldn't have had the wrapped car. I ain't doing none of that. I'm going to go to the root of the problem and say, I just wish we wasn't out here killing each other. Period. All right. All right. Let me lighten the mood. Let's go to Fat Joe. Rest in peace, Young Dolph, and everybody else affected directly and indirectly in this war that they got going on. Let's go to Fat Joe, man. Yeah, let's lighten the mood. I didn't set it up like this, and I just mentioned the yes ma'am, didn't I? I didn't do this on purpose, y'all, I promise. I'm not out here trying to disrespect Gunna. I don't care at that level. But what's this caption? Fat Joe tells Jadakiss that the rap game has shifted and the most popular figures in the industry today are rats. He says Gunna's album is fire. What the fuck?
All the hottest guys in the game, rats. Like, I get a phone call from somebody. He says, yo, man, you got to check this album out. Ever since ever since I assumed you a rat, your people ain't fucking with you no more. I'm not listening. I'm off you no matter what you do. And I get on the plane and they fuck me. I listened to this album. This album was so good. I was so guilty of this shit. I listened to this album. I say, shit.
Didn't know you talking about Gunna.
I'm not saying
damn,
throw
Jada.
the flag. Throw the flag. Now you got a flag.
About.
You got a flag. You have a flag. Because we said we wasn't mentioning names like that.
But you just said all of that and what?
All I said the album was fire. There's a million rats
out there. Shout that you like his album.
Nah.
And you just said you liked it. You just said you enjoyed it. And then said, nah.
No. I'm not saying that. What I am saying
is... You just said it.
So where is... We don't care no more in hip-hop? You can rap? No, I'm asking.
You can't rap.
But what if you do? You got the #1 album? You got 2 million people on your live? You're this and that. What the fuck is going on the earth? And Gunna ain't right. He just said the gun in the car wasn't his, and there's only one other person in the car with him.
What? That's not all he did.
You get that on the way home. This is crazy out here. Shit. Michael tells him, you broke my heart. You broke my heart. Let me try to lighten this shit up a little.
Please do, because you over here going too gangster.
Let me tell you something.
You said you liked the album. That's what you should. It's a good album. It's a good album.
The album is good.
But you feel bad listening to it?
Yeah, I'm a different once I had a friend, one of my best friends, one of the funniest guys in the world. Like, you would laugh all day.
Nah, I ain't gonna go there just in case. Yo, if you ask my opinion, entertainment and what people could do in the privacy of their own phone or music or watch this movie, I hope there could be, but I hope there's over 500 people in the chat right now. There could be somebody in this chat that watches I don't even want to give an example, watches weirdo shit in their spare time in the privacy of their home and nobody knows it. You know, it's no different with listening to music. And Fat Joe knows whatever he knows about Gunna already. You know what I'm saying? But he said he got a call. Somebody said the album was hot. He's on airplay. He listened to it. So you gave it a listen. And now you're giving it promotion. That's how it goes. The money always comes first. Like people, you're going to get people that like to discuss and try their best to stand on principles and morals. I'm one of them, even though I'm not perfect, right? I backslide sometimes. But the money and what you can get away with in the privacy of your own home is going to always win the battle. You know what I'm saying? We just had a whole controversy about ghostwriting. We know that one of the sins, and I'm talking about in battle rap, we know that one of the sins in hip hop period is not writing your own lyrics. Okay? That is supposed to be you are out, you are done. When that happened with Prez Mafia, and I got this story, I believe, from Noab. So this is somebody that was inside URL at the time, but I'll still say allegedly. URL wanted to book Prez, but they used a different, I think it was We Go Hard. Prez that I think that URL was allegedly involved, like something. And Noab said that he was involved, but I'll still say allegedly. And it was kind of like the tester. Like, let's see if the fans will receive it. And if so, then we'll get Prez Mafia possibly back into the bigger company, right? But what that is from the onset is, can we get around from a promotional standpoint or just to be able to book this guy, the ghostwriting stuff? And I thought, and shout out to Prez Mafia. I think Prez Mafia is talented, but in that moment, I thought allegedly it was fully proven that what he did in that moment, whether it was a point of laziness or he was overbooked and he grabbed somebody's shit, I thought it was fully proved that he did it, right? So it doesn't matter. He still gets booked today, right? And that's the same thing with the people involved in some of the discussions recently in battle rap, right? All it takes is a week, and the same people that you guys are saying there's proof out about is on the next card. So what does it matter if nobody's going to stand it? The fans are still going to click it. The bloggers are still going to report on it or directly or indirectly promote it. The battle is still going to show up. And the company that can make money off of it, even some of the controversy element, is still going to do it. That nobody that I just named in that whole string is going to uphold the moral or the principle or the law of hip hop. Nobody. So everybody got to look in the mirror. And it always reminds me, and I said this back then when we covered the topic of how much y'all are doing it for the clicks and for the promo based on how much y'all are acting like y'all care about this topic. Because in 3 months, you will show me one way or another that you don't. From the company to the media to the fans. Nobody's going to revolt that situation or protest it. Y'all are going to be talking about it and recapping it and watching it as it's happening live. And so you guys always show me that there's no integrity in what you claim to beef over. And that's the same thing with here. You know, like people will run around. I hate rats. Rats shouldn't even be able to make $1 in the industry. But Fat Joe, you are another person that just click play. Whether you're paying attention, and you're promoting it right now, whether you're paying attention to that or not. So decide how you feel about people that cross certain lines, whether it's ratting or ghostwriters or whatever. Make up your mind, look in the mirror and tell yourself what your actions are supposed to be when you see that. And then let me see you walk that walk. Let me see you turn an alleged rat into a ghost. Because the industry damn sure didn't turn Gunna into a ghost. That's why he's charting. Y'all don't stand what y'all act like y'all stand. Cut it out. A little more Fat Joe. Why not? Why not? Since we already here. Shout out to Joe.
Coliseum. And so where I'm getting to is when you go to the feds where I went, you got 2,000 dudes, and there's only 4 tables. I'm just trying to, there's 4 tables with 4 chairs. That's 16 seats. And there's 2,000 guys. And it's right in front of the 3 TVs. You got 4 tables, of course. I got a table, right?
Oh, I got a table.
No, I'm walking there in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, I said, yo, who sits in them tables? Homeboy
10
looked at
minutes
me
is
shook because a lot of guys are, they're not really real. Just because you in jail, you act tough, you get some up in there.
I don't even know if you get to the lunch tables in 10 minutes, B. You got this thing called processor. And this nigga Joe is hilarious, B. I love it, though. Fuck it.
He does that. I go down to the table. Guy's sitting there. I'm like, yo, my man, get the fuck up. He don't want to get up. I say, yo, my man, you got to get the fuck up. He got up and he left. So I took the table. 10 minutes in there, right? Sit down. Half the jail hated me. He's not going to kick freestyles.
I would keep it 1,000, man. If you ever been in these environments, there's a period of seeing who's who and what's what. if you I can't. If you are like, let's say, Larry Hoover, right? And you get arrested, and where you are, or not just arrested, you get convicted. Now you go to prison, and where you're serving your time, you know, the jails where you know you're going, or the cells where you're going, are flooded with your comrades or people that wear and identify and promote and push and locked in with the same thing that you're locked in with. Maybe you're gonna walk in there and immediately be able to start claiming shit, right? I'm Hoover. There's 500 niggas in here that bang what I bang, and they know already that I'm over them. So let me walk up in here, or I see the blue table, I'm sitting in the middle of it. Get up. Cool. Makes sense to me. But if you walk in there and your people, it's not a whole terror squad fucking deck. You know what I'm saying? There's not a whole terror squad deck in there already before you. And you walk in, you just tell, because there's a period of feeling it out, and you get in there, you say, all right, who's the strongest? Who's the lifers? Who's got the phones? Who's, you know, if you even coming in there on it like that, you might just be coming in there trying to look around just to make sure, like, you know your boundaries, because hey, I'm only here on a humble. I'm here for 30 days. That's it. Because I spoke when the judge didn't like it. This judge held me in contempt or whatever, gave me 30 days just to slap me on the wrist. I ain't even trying to come in here and fight over no phones and no shit like that. I can't pick up no more charges in here. I need to get the fuck back out of here. 30 days is all I got. I ain't extending that. You might be coming in there like that to try to see what's what. Nigga, I'd have been in holding cells trying to look around and see what's what. Let alone a prison. You come in there, it's the night shift. Everybody getting arrested at night, late night and shit. You get in there, this fucking holding cell got 15 people in it. All right, I was put in here by my, like, one time I walk in there and I got my brother with me. Cool. It's all right, cool. But other times you walk in here by yourself. Let me see what's up. I'm not walking in like, you gotta see what's what first, nigga. Yo, I love this show now, V. Fuck it. I love it.
I wanted you to rhyme.
I'm sure. Everybody rhyme in jail, like the Coliseum. And so where I'm getting to.
And he's saying this up in there. It's the Coliseum type shit he walked into. Yo, I love it. I love it. And the reason why I'm laughing like this, people, I'm telling y'all flat out. I should be like many of y'all. We're at a point where we know this is a thing for the show. I just think he slipped up and talked about some things that maybe he shouldn't have, like Pac and Big and certain people. But if he drops a story about walking into the Coliseum, or if he drops a story about robbing the whole gym, 70 people, and having 10 of them help him with the shit on the way out, people, it's part of the show. All right. So we got to now force ourselves to just take it as entertainment. All right. I think even Joe and Jada off camera at a point like, yo, that was a good one, wasn't it? That's, I think, one of the biggest parts of the show. It is. All right. But I got one more for Joe. One more. And this was Un Rivera responding to the stuff with the Biggie album, I think.
You being around Big, you knew all the plans he had. Is it any truth that he was working on an album with Fat Joe?
I love Fat Joe, and Fat Joe is my guy. I love.
Why you hear me talking about things that you feel like I would never talk about like 2, 3, 4 years ago? I hear you. I hear you.
Love the Jada and Joe show, and I know why they're running with the Joe's the king of Cap. I'm gonna call Cap without even knowing, right? Because I don't know for sure, right? But I'm calling Cap that they're, because I would have, if there was a real legitimate album, I would have heard about that, right? And I wouldn't have heard about them doing songs together, right? Because, in Daddy's house, all across Big going to studio, you could get a verse or you might not get a verse, depending on his mood and how much money you had in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? Because he was how much weed you got on you type shit. You know what I'm saying? But I call Cap on Fat Joe. I hate show me the receipts.
I don't talk slick. I just flipping on you. Sorry, me make you the butt of my jokes, advance my quotes. I said respectfully, of course, respectfully. All right, let's get into a couple quick ones, people. Fivio, what's Fivio up to? He just got out, right? Just came home recently. Let's check him out. See what he got going on.
Yeah, boxing match, New York City. I just figured it out. I can't, somebody tell a Black Boy Max nigga, we got a box. I see them hosting boxing matches. I see that's what they do. Let's do it. We could put up $1 million, $5 million, however you want to do it. I don't really care. Like, Desi, that's my nephew. That's my cousin. That's my family. I know his Uncle Don Quan, twin.
Real quick, just to go back to the last joint. Don Bean said, "Who's Daddy?" If you're talking about when Un said Daddy's house, I think the name of Diddy's studio was Daddy's house. By the way, I'm pretty sure that was it, if I remember correctly.
Talib, that's my twin. But this nigga right here, he's my. That's you little Max. You little Max. How you trying to? I want a box. Somebody set it up. I don't got time. I got $1 million on the line. Or we could do $5 million. How we want to go? Like, you can stream it, put it on your stream. I don't care. That's how I'm coming now. I'm on the phone thinking you my man. That's how I'm coming now. Fuck it. I'm like, chill. That's how I gotta be. That's why I gotta leave. Yeah, boxing match, New York.
Hey, Fivio, man, you better listen to the ladies, man. Keep your female fan base. You see what some of the ladies is up here saying, man. He's over demon too much for them, man. They're trying to make sure, see if they should buy a ticket to come or not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know, man. Slow that up a little bit. It's not for me. It's your watches, homie. Shout out to Jay. But this is, I don't know if y'all catch my typos. I catch my typos, especially when I rewatch some of my clips to be like, damn, did I miss any points on that or whatever? You got to be your own critic at times too, if you're going to help yourself get better. So I do watch back a bunch of our streams, people, and some of our chapters. And one of the typos that I say a lot in a bunch of recent streams is Playboy Max. Shows how much I follow the guy, right? How many times y'all heard me call Playboy Max? Probably yesterday. You probably heard me say that shit the day before. Blackboy Max, my bad. But I don't really follow him. And when he pops into the headlines, I don't watch his streams. I'll say that. When he pops into the headlines, because of him and Lil Baby, and people say, "Oh, he tried to scam Lil Baby," or Lil Baby tried to scam him, I check out the clip. Or this thing when he was up there with Fivio and they got into it or whatever, I'll check out the clip. From what I've seen about Blackboy Max, not really. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. Big streamer making great money, but I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. If I am, I'll get more into following the guy. But Fivio, what is this? Is this still about that thing that happened over a year ago, whatever, when you and Lil TJ, whatever, was in was on his stream and you just came home, you got to read the room. You got to read the room. This is one of those things that just looks bad for you as a brand, bad for you as an artist, because from the outside looking in, what I see for Black Boy Max is he's not a demon at all. It doesn't seem to come across like he's like that at all. Little Baby and them was just laughing at him for the little dance that he was doing and all that type of shit, right? They just like, yo, you look like a lame. That's how they was treating him and talking to him, right? You just got home. If you read the room, this just looks like the streamers, once again, are making more money than the artists that are featuring on their platforms, and you coming home looking for a bag. There's nothing wrong with coming home and looking for a bag. But if it looks like the first bag you're looking for is like, hey, man, remember that argument we had on stream last year? Let's box over it since there's all the celebrity boxing bags. Because if Black Boy Max was a demon, right? I keep using that now. Thank you, Jay. If Black Boy Max was a demon and he responded to this and say, money for what? I don't want to get no bag with you. Let's go behind the building and square up if you got a problem with me. What would you do then, Fivio? Because this is a money motivated play, right? What if he said, let's just do the man thing because you claim to have a physical level problem with me. So let's take the money off the table, right? You don't need my money, right? You talk about, I got $1 million, I got 5 million. You don't need the money then. If you have $1 million or 5 million to put up right now of your money, then you don't need a sponsored boxing fight with me right now. You good. You don't need, it's not about the money, right? The money that you offering proves that, or at least that you're talking about proves that. So let's just fight. Then it's like, oh, can we have the money involved though? I don't fight for free. But you're a demon. So whether you realize it or not, you setting yourself up to look odd in this. You just came home. You know, I'm still getting through clips of you and Jim Jones's interview. Don't be a guy that starts coming home and taking shots at some of the OGs who numbers are showing are dominating the year, right? Malice is like 52. Push is like 48. Jay-Z, they're saying reports of him back in the studio. Nas is over here trying to open up a casino in Queens. I think he's got an album or something going on. Like he's having a strong year. They pulled up him and Jim Jones. Jim Jones is out here saying, at the end of the day, I'm the relevance. I'm still this. I'm that. I'm in touch. I crossed to this generation. They pulled up all the numbers and said, wait, I think Charlamagne did. So wait a minute. Nas got you by light years still today, as far as search engines, as far as relevance by the numbers. So there's no need to come home and don't fall into that, Fivio. Come home. Hopefully, I can't tell the next man what to do. If it was me, come home. And if I'm not in the best financial position, and I hope he is, I would just make sure that my alliances is up as much as possible. I don't need to, because I'm sitting here with Jim, make it feel like I'm dissing Nas, like, because he started the whole, like, I don't know this. I mean, I do know if I run around. It's like, don't do that. Like, don't step on anything. Don't, because these people will hold grudges. You know what I'm saying? It'll almost feel like what we did earlier. Like, okay, Hitman is watching this video. I know me and Math don't fuck with each other. I know he don't like me and I don't like him. Oh, and then he goes with Murda Mook. And they just happen to be taking it. Murda Mook just happen to be saying something that's negative about or like demeaning my ability, right? You could try to paint it like it's innocent, but I know it's not. I really, really know, because I'm the recipient of this shit. I really, really know you're saying that because you don't fuck with me, or because you reached out to me and I didn't give you an interview, but Jim Jones did. You know what I'm saying? And then these streamers who are helping a lot of fucking people out. I don't know. I asked the question when we got the last update when he was still inside. I asked the question, did this, it wasn't the longest jail stint or prison stint ever. It was like 6-7 months. I don't want to serve a day, so don't take that the wrong way, people. But did that shorter, 6-7 months, did it ruin Fivio's career? That's what I asked the question of. You know, when we look at the Rowdies and the Bobby Shmurdas, whose careers were greatly derailed by that prison stint. Now, they was in there much longer, of course, but they came home to a lot of love and a lot of buzz, and they never fully, especially Rowdy. Like, Bobby has had more opportunities from the outside looking in than Rowdy since they both came home. I think Bobby is still a bookable person for smaller shows and like little tours or whatever. I think he's still very bookable. I don't know about Rowdy. Rowdy could be done. And I hope he's not, but he just couldn't. And he's facing the shit that he's facing right now, right? But Rowdy could be done. What about Fivio? Niggas might be totally over that smash hit that you had. That's how the industry goes. So I hope that doesn't mean that's why you want a boxing match. Yeah, read the room, homie. Read the room. I hope this doesn't make me spend a lot of time here. It is a little annoying. Let's check it out together if you haven't seen it. You see the caption: woman teaches her son by saying a woman shouldn't have to work as a man. You pay for everything. Click play.
Mom,
What's up, son?
my girlfriend said she ain't gonna work when she get older.
She don't have to work, son. That's your job as a man. You have to provide, you have to protect, you have to pay for everything. When y'all go on dates, you have to pay the bills. So if she don't want to work, she don't have to work. She's a woman.
Mom, you must think I'm a sim. I'm not gonna be with no girl that ain't gonna take care of me the way I take care of her. She supposed to cook, clean, and work. And if she don't do that, I'm gonna break up with her.
You gonna break up with her for what? You a man.
What if something happened to the house? What if something happened to our car? And we can't pay our bills no more.
Then you need to figure it out as a man. She don't have to do that. That's on you.
Mom, I'm not gonna be with no woman that's not gonna have my back during hard times. Mom.
What's up, son?
My girlfriend said she ain't gonna work.
I ain't gonna lie. The way he's talking, it almost sounds a little scripted, a little skittish for the camera. Maybe they're trying to do a skit. Yeah, you see that? Shout out to the chat. It says terrible acting. Yeah, we're catching it. It doesn't seem real. Real or not, though, it's still a message that's going out into the world, right? And I hate it. I hate it. It would be way worse for me if she was talking to a girl. It's already bad talking to a man, but if she was talking to a girl and telling a girl, you know, you don't have to work, just sit back. A man is supposed to do everything. Damn. But for a guy or for a young boy to be taught this, and I'm glad that's in the skit that they wrote with the shitty acting, that at least the boy is giving kickback instead of they got it looking like, oh, okay, fine, mom, I got you. Is a man supposed to pay for everything? All right. A man's job, of course, he's supposed to be if not the provider. Absolutely. To the household, meaning that you are the first expected to go out and make this all work. The first expected doesn't mean that there's not a second, a third, or a fourth, right? But you are the first, okay? Protection. Yeah, I mean, y'all women are gonna do the double standard sometimes, you know. I want to be able to get paid as a female boxer the same amount as Floyd Mayweather, but you want your doors open for you. It's a man's world, you know. Look around, let's be honest, even by the numbers, you know. Don't make me go pull numbers and validate that argument. It is a man's world. But y'all women, for many multiple generations at this point, y'all have come up deservingly, all types of rights, all types of knowledge and power and strength, and you guys have kicked ass, and we're still waiting for the first female president. Would probably get my vote if I thought it was a good candidate, and I don't even really be into politics, but y'all come up deservingly. The moment you teach a young boy or young girl that the woman is not supposed to work, I think you even take society a step backwards, because if women are a part of society's advancements, the amount of money that goes into society, goes into the economy, if they're not even earning, it brings down everybody's capabilities. When you talk about a man is supposed to pay for everything, or you're supposed to pay for the growth and all of this, I was telling y'all about a show that I went to, what was it, Saturday or Sunday? I went and caught Gary Owen. I didn't pay for it. The person I was with paid for it. I didn't pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Could I pay for it? What? You want to know how much I've paid for on a reverse though? Like, but I happened to not pay for that show. It was like, I want to do it. Okay, cool. Drinks is coming out, food is coming out, and everybody knows I could pull my credit card and pay for all of this. You know, I don't even think I drove. No, I drove. Yeah, I drove. Yeah, I drove. But young men out there, youngins out there, little boys out there, if this happens to cross your desk, let me tell you, when they say behind every strong man is a strong woman, every powerful man is a powerful woman, every successful man is a strong woman, it is one of the pieces to a formula that works out there in the world, right? There's a lot of men and women that can do things on their own and reach amazing heights, okay? But just having a partner, it doubles you. You could be in multiple places at the same time. You can have coverage at the house. Let's say you have children. One person's at work, one person got this schedule, one the kids going back and forth to school and all that. You cover each other. You know what I'm saying? You allow each other to one person be able to go out there and get to it. You know what I'm saying? If you have, when they talk about the household income in America, let's just use America. Is it always higher for the independent man, the independent woman that should or should not pay for everything on their own? Or is it the household that has multiple incomes? It's always the multiple fucking incomes, right? You need money to progress a lot of the things that child will have access to, that you as a family will have access to, the type of schooling, right? If you live in the projects, your local zone schools are probably 2s and 3s and 4s. If you live in a higher tax bracket zip code, the school systems there are 8s, 9s, and 10s. The banks are Chases. There's not liquor stores on every corner. The supermarkets are cleaner. The restaurants are, the food acts, all this type of thing. How about food? How about health? How about the person that financially has to eat McDonald's every night, which automatically is shaving 10 years off of their fucking life, versus the person that can, it's not even splurging. It's the person that just based on what they earn, they could afford to eat avocado and pomegranate or pomegranate or whatever, and fucking fresh fish. And you know what I'm saying? Like eat very, very healthy. Eating healthy is not cheap. It's fucked up in this world, but eating healthy is not cheap. And this still all boils back to how much more we are advanced by having multiple people with the mindset of fucking earning. She's not supposed to work. Who's her parents? What parents do you come from? Not supposed to work. Huh? The only woman I feel is not supposed to work is not working based on circumstances that aids the overall mission. Okay. My job is an NBA player and I live on the road. We have a house where our team is located from, but I live on the road. And the only way these kids could have governance, guidance, day to day, 7 days a week or whatever, while I'm on the road playing in the play, all this type of shit, or even if it's a little kid, you know, the parent is there. And now the LeBrons of the world, yeah, you can have a caretaker, and Savannah can go, and Savannah does have businesses and shit, right? But I keep making my points accidentally. But anyway, if it's circumstantial to the overall plan of what works best for y'all, those are the only equations where the woman should not work. Right? Circumstantial. And that happens. The stay-at-home moms, I'm here with the kids, I'm doing this, and my husband, he travels a lot and for business, and he's always bouncing around. That's dope. It works. But if you have the time and the situation and the setup to work, go put that fucking money in our household, please. The fuck is wrong with these people? I'll never teach this to a child. And I don't want me, no. Ladies, y'all want to find a good man, right? You want to find a good man? They say good men are scarce. Unless you open up the dating pool and be like, I'm down to date the killers and the thugs. That's what hey, do your thing. Enjoy visiting him in jail. Damn, I didn't mean to say that. You want a real good man, a good, wholesome man that is just into family and into his relationship, hopefully. And you know what I'm saying? You want a guy that appreciates somebody that is bringing something to the table, can see the values in you, doesn't look at you as, you know, you're just a trophy. That's even from psychological standpoint, who in a relationship wants to not be needed for anything? All I do is bring dick. That's it. I don't ever want to be looked at. I want to work. I want to be able to say, like this. I bring this to the table. It's not just because I'm a man and you're a woman. The only thing I'm bringing to the fucking table is dick. That's it. Oh, you're a gigolo or a prostitute there. Like no, I'm much more than that. Much more than that. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be able to look at the woman and see much more than that too. I'm not trying to say that it's as shallow. It's like, well, if you don't work, all I need you for is this. But nobody wants to be looked at as, you know what? Now that I think about it, I don't need you for nothing. No, our families and our lives are intertwined because you get it, I go get it, you do this, I handle that, you do this, I do that. We're intertwined. Intertwined. When I look at this whole world that we built, I say, this country right here in the world, like she built that. I may have built this one and this one, but she built that right there in this whole world that we got. Or she, if I lose her, I lose this piece of the world that we created together. You know, I could be dominant. It's okay if I'm 80 and you're 20. But don't you want to be able to say, my 20 is significant? And it don't have to just be the work. It's just about the mind state of bringing something to the table, bringing something with you. You could be a billionaire. You could be Bill Gates, but I'm bringing something. Then again, if it's a Bill Gates, if I marry Oprah, I'm gonna quit my job too. I ain't gonna lie. I just contradicted the whole point. I'm just having fun. All right, I'm out. All right. Newsworthy. I hope nobody in the chat jumped to this shit. Ozempic faces over $2 billion in lawsuits filed by over 1,800 patients, hundreds more expected, claiming blindness and vision loss, stomach paralysis, other severe complications. I don't need to go through all of that. All I want to say for this is it's incredible how much their stock probably went up in the last 2 years. Even the Rick Ross and Drake and the Drake and the Kendrick brought them millions of dollars. Don't be naive. I shit you not. All the Ozempic rapping and whatnot, it brought them millions of dollars because it made a lot of people turn and say, oh, if Drake could do it, I could do it, allegedly. If Rick Ross is you, I could use it, allegedly. You know? And that one I do agree with Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Like when he's talking on Meet the Grams, don't cut them corners. Fuck what Ozempic did. Go get a gym membership. Like, isn't it crazy that it's always the corner cutting shit that sets us up for failures? Think about that. The microwave versus the stove. So if you just want to gig or just like, oh, fuck that, I'm just rob this bank real quick, might get away with it, right? You're not going to rob 20 banks without serving some jail time sooner or later, right? Or getting shot by a guard or something, right? Like, good luck, you know? So it's the long run. Your health, right? You want to fuck the gym, fuck just getting myself into a caloric deficit and working out and training and doing my cardio and trying to eat cleaner. I'm just going to stick this needle in my side, this Ozempic shit. And then you turn around and niggas talking about they got blind from it. Get a gym membership. It works, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Or how about the amount of women that built their thighs and their ass in the gym? You know what I'm saying? And the other people are just like, nah, I'm good. Let me just go fly overseas real quick, get the cement put in my hips and my ass, whether I look like an ant or not. Fuck it, let's do it. And then how many you ever see those clips of like the clinics that like either specialize in or whatever? And it's like a waiting room worth of women, and none of them are in the seats. They all got to they can't sit down. They're all just standing up and complaining. They're in robes, some crying, some, you know what I'm saying? It's so many people with complications behind putting foreign shit in your body. You know, the most foreign that I would do is tattoos. And even that, like, I would look in the mirror and say, like, I'm not gonna say that's 1,000% healthy, right? But the only foreign object I would want to permanently be put in my body is something that was a result of like a surgery, like let's say a metal plate, you know, and sometimes people's bodies reject even that. You got to go back and have resurgery and all of that. It's real talk, you know, like these fucking, the maintenance and all that for these ass injections and whatnot. Like if you think you're not going to go see a couple doctors about it, 10, 15, 20 years from now. You know, but Ozempic got allegedly people going blind. Spooky. All right, last but not least, man, I just want to show y'all what that Fast and Furious money looks like. I wanted to bring this one on the channel yesterday, and I forgot. This is what Fast and Furious money looks like. That's crazy. That's a nice background. It's a very nice yacht you got there. It's great scenery. Looks kind of cool. Hey, where you at? I'm gonna go get this workout in. If Ludacris was still making music, I shit you not, we would not see this video. Isn't that some shit? This is Fast and Furious money. Fast and Furious money. Shout out to Chris, man. That's I love seeing shit like this. I love the fucking success. It's so motivational. It's so inspiring. You only live once, man. I get on the treadmill almost 7 days a week. I wish my treadmill this morning could look like this. And I know it's not like this every day, but that's beautiful, man. That's fucking beautiful. And always remember the transitions, people, as far as using things as a trampoline. All these billionaires are not coming from music alone. I think they said Taylor Swift was the first and possibly the only billionaire from pure music. But the 50 Cents and the Rick Rosses and the Diddy's and the Jay-Z's and even Rihanna with the Fenty and all of that, like the Joe Buttons, the Gillies, the Wallows, you know, we meet a lot of these people from music, and they use that and they're trampolining into some of these other endeavors that are just Ludacris don't give a fuck about making no album. Will he do a song or a freestyle or whatever? There's an artist in him. But you know what it takes to sit him down and to get out. That's why it's headlines everywhere right now for Jay-Z. Jay-Z reports out he's making music. You don't need to. You want me to go raffle my head around the studio for it? I gotta purely be doing it for art. That's why we got 444. It was just, I want to put out this message and I want to exercise my artist side and maybe address something or show people where I'm at in life. Other than that, you know what I'm saying? If it was that lucrative for me, I'd be doing it multiple times a year. Nah, I gotta focus on this casino we're trying to get into Times Square, or Rock Nation, or my NFL deal and my liquor deal. Like, you know, fuck about making no music. And neither does Ludacris, whether you miss it or not. All right, let me jump over to these supers and chats, man. I appreciate the chat. Everybody rocking. We about almost an hour 45 in. Oh, we got Little Monster that gifted 5 memberships on the channel just as the stream started. 601. Thank you, my guy. I appreciate it. The green team. I'm watching the green team grow in 2025, and it's incredible. It's incredible, y'all. It's dope to see. And I like being able to see those members in the chat, like, all right, my members. And once again, I will continue to push myself to do exclusive content for y'all. Okay, I will. I think I might be able to do more frequent battle rap topics as well, like shit that I don't want to talk about to everybody because I'm like, oh, it's ARP, blah, blah, blah. I just give it to members, you know. But anyway, I think the next battle exclusive though is it hasn't been announced yet, I don't think, but it's the battle I sponsored for Winged. So that's going to be debuting exclusively to the members on this channel. We got Halliburton in the building. Our member says, like everybody, please listen to that man. Listen to that man. We got Jay in the building with a big $15 super. I appreciate you always supporting our whole movement over here, Jay. This is family, and family pushes family, right? Damn sure pushing and motivating me with stuff like this. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Jay. Little Monster's been back. Says, I've been waiting to see this one on ARP for sure. This was at 614. Okay, so you're talking about me covering the Hitman and the Mook Faceoff. You know, it's so funny because there's always going to be people that's going to be like, he's the one that paid for Hitman, whatever. But people always DM and tweet the shit out of me for me getting in on some of this shit. So Which one do y'all want? I just say fuck. I make up my own mind. Speak on the things I want to speak on. But now I do appreciate this. Oh, we got Donnie, our member in the building with a big super. Thank you, homie. Appreciate you. Oh, that's a funny default you got there. Don Bean, our member in the building, says, haven't been excited for a battle in a while. This one is it. Yes. There's you got Hitman and Mook September 13th, which is the biggest battle left, if you ask me, matchup wise. God tier versus God tier. How many more of those are left? You got, of course, Lux versus Twerk. Huge battle, massive battle. One of the biggest battles left as well. And there's some more battles that's coming at the end of the year that's not announced yet. I know that personally. And we're going to have some good, big battles to talk about to close out the rest of the year from this point forward, starting with Hitman and Mook. So they up first as far as closing out fourth quarter. Let's get it. Lil Monster says, y'all either with us or against us. Green team. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Who you with? Who you with? It's a song too, right? Who you with? Who you with? Get crunk. Who you with? Don Bean, our member, says, green team. It's green enough in your. We're going to start color banging. Now, if I come on stream for like a New Year's podcast and shit, I got a green bandana on and all that type of shit. Make sure y'all don't get me beat up and everybody got my back and be like, no, don't, like, he's not trying to claim that green, like, it's a podcast thing, it's a membership thing. Make sure y'all get my back, y'all. Should we do something for Halloween? I'll bring a bunch of people up that got they Halloween shit going. I don't know. I'm with having fun, man. So I don't mind. If y'all with it, I'm with it. Don Bean says, what's the point stopping through and not supporting? Do better. Listen to our members. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that share button. Appreciate you, Don, as always. Just Dre says, me and my lady just finished watching Game of Thrones. Any recommendations for any shows to watch next? Her Yellowstone is a goodie. So I could be deemed slacking a little bit on my shows. I do have a top 10 that I posted on my Instagram. And since then, I ain't gonna lie, it might have changed a little bit. I don't want to forget any, so I'm gonna bring them up. So that's the thing about TV shows. They could be old and you just go back and watch them. I watched Sopranos for the first time. It was like last year. And Breaking Bad. I was late to finishing both of those. I'm gonna try to find it. But while I'm trying to find it on my gram, oh no, I found it. Okay. It's still early enough. So Game of Thrones, I think, is number 2 of all time. I was watching Game of Thrones and I was getting scared because of my personal attachment to The Wire. And Game of Thrones was so good. I was just like, yo, come on, man. Y'all got to get your foot off the gas a little bit because I won't be able to look in the mirror and be honest and say that Game of Thrones isn't better than The Wire. I was scared. That's how much I'm a Wire guy. But Game of Thrones, it's just you just watched it. Like you watched, you know what I'm saying? You went. So anything I tell you now, other than The Wire, is gonna not. I'm not trying to set you up for failure, but that's how good Game of Thrones is. What I posted on my gram, of course, Martin, if you want to put that in the same type of thing. Stranger Things, and I think is it November where the final season is starting again? I think so. But Stranger Things is dope to me. It's just it's either the second series or the third series. The one where Shorty meets her sister and like the crew that's like outcast on the street. That season is so bad. And there are shows that do that where they have one bad season and so many people run away and they never finish it. If you go through that whack ass season, it gets back and it goes back to being a 10 of 10, the show. Ozark, of course, Narcos, both of them. There's 2 of them out there, I think. If Chappelle's Show counts, make sure you watch all Chappelle's Show. Haunting of Hill House. That is my shit. I love Haunting of Hill House. Last of Us, I have it on my list on my Instagram. I would have changed this if I would have seen the second one by then, because I just finished the second one that came out a couple months ago, and it's a drop off from the first season. It's like the first or the second episode takes it all the way up to finale levels. Like, what the fuck? But then the rest of the show is just like, you know, it's okay. It's not bad. You don't got to drag through it or nothing, but it's nowhere near as good as the first season to me. But I would still say The Last of Us is a good watch. From a mini series, I like Chernobyl. I'm done with my gram now. From another mini series, I like Corners or The Corner. I think it's made by the same people that made The Wire. That's a good one. The last series that I finished this year, though, watched the most recent one I think was The Power of the Ring, whatever it's called, the Lord of the Rings show. Dope. But I'm a Lord of the Rings fan. I think Lord of the Rings is probably top 3 of my favorite movie series of all time. So my top movie series of all time, in no order, Lord of the Rings is in there. Hobbit might be in there. Damn, I just want to say 5. I just want to name 5, no order. Lord of the Rings is in there. Hobbit is in there. Matrix is in there, even though part 4 was a piece of shit. They fucked it up, part 4. What else? Underworld is good, but then the last ones got whacked. Like the first 3 is like The Rise of the Lycans, and then the second one, and then the first one, all gritty, all raw, all dope. Mission Impossible, I can't go without that. Every Mission Impossible pretty much is a classic movie. They nail it every fucking time. The Avengers. So when you got the first Avengers, then when you got Infinity War, which is one of the best movies ever, and then you got Endgame, which is a classic movie too. So those are some of my favorite movie series. But that's another reason why the Lord of the Rings series for me is in it, because the Lord of the Rings as a movie series is my shit. I'm a Lord of the Rings guy. So if you like that genre, watch the Lord of the Rings show that's out. It's fire. It's fire. Great acting, great stories, great subplots, great action, great cinema, and it looks just as epic from a production standpoint as the movies do, you know. Shit. Can I give you any more of that? You know, that's a lot. If you haven't seen any of those, go check them out. So shout out to you, Just Stray. Little Monster says, free to wave. Shout out to Sue Surf. Last thing I heard, I think I seen Tay-Rock say something or somebody say something about like top of February, top of the year. So shout out to Surf, man. Can't wait to watch his. Let me slow down for a second. I don't even know if it's right for us to do that for that man. You know, like, it's good for Surf to come home to all that love that he deserves, right? Especially from the battle rap culture. But are we right to just, all right, you're home, battle, get on stage. You know, first of all, battle rap is not the most important thing to that man. He's got children, he's got family, he's got to make sure he gets his feet up under him. If the first thing that could help him get back into the loop, earn for himself is a rap battle, then yeah, you know, even from a financial standpoint, you got to get on stage, you got to start working again. But he's got, you know, everybody knows his relationship, how much he promotes his relationship with his mother, his family, his children. Yeah, I come home and get into all of that. Like, it's a lot. Me as a fan, I've been waiting. Where's the Dark Lord interview? Where's the Dark Lord? He just got home. His health, his family, his kids. Make sure he can set himself up. How am I gonna earn money? You know, it's just like we just push people into what we want for our entertainment. You know, we got to remember that these people is humans. All right. So shout out to Surf. But if and when he does take the stage, we're all gonna watch that first battle, and we're probably gonna expect a round of him talking about losing some of his time, which is gonna be dope. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I hate to put this shadow on him, but God forbid, imagine Surf comes home in his first battle, he chokes in it. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. I ain't even trying to put that on him. But yeah, shout out to Surf. Shout out to Surf. We looking forward to it, but he got to handle what's important to him first and foremost. Let's never put that type of pressure on people that's just coming home. Lil Monster says, I just wish we wasn't out here killing each other. Realest quote of the day. Yeah, that's how I ended that topic. Thank you, Little Monster, for catching things like that. You know, I want that to be a part of my legacy and reputation as a podcaster. I already have my reputation as a league owner, right? But my reputation as a podcaster, like, if I'm not here, I want people to be able to go back and pull on certain clips and be like, nah, that's how he was. Or see how he talked, or he was more like this, or he was trying to always help each other with knowledge and spread positivity. He never pushed violence, or like I want that type of reputation because that's me at heart. You know what I mean? So I'm glad when people catch stuff like this. I just wish we wasn't out here killing each other. And for you to even put a super on it, thank you for catching what's important to me. I appreciate that, little monster. Jay says, don't need no hateration, holleration in the dancing ring. Let's get it percolating while we're waiting. So just dance with me. You better listen to that woman. You better make, if anybody doesn't know where those lyrics come from, then exit early. James Halliburton says Joey Crack equals fat joke is crazy. Somebody said fat joke. Joey Crack. Well, he's definitely a different person these days, on camera at least. Shout out to Joe though, man. It's all entertainment at this point for me. Don Bean says ARP is, oh yeah, that was that one. I got a lot of stories I could tell y'all. Wait, when I'm really full, actually, it won't be a comfortable on podcasting thing. It'll be a more comfortable with the internet. There's a lot of things in my personal life I would love to share, bring on camera, talk about. I just got to be more and more comfortable with the internet. I hate the fucking internet. I hate it. I hate how your privacy is used against you in certain. It's scary. I'm trying though. I'm a work in progress. James says ban this woman from life. Is that sure? That's teaching that shit to her son. Don Bean also said haven't seen Game of Thrones or both. I'm always gonna uphold my members. Cause we gang. We over here. We team green over here, but die. Devil on this angel. Curse him the fuck out. Angel over here. Nah, man, that's the homie. Devil. He didn't see the wire though. Angel. Maybe he didn't have time. Devil. But it's the wire. Angel. You know what? I'm gonna stop. It doesn't get any better than those two, homie. It's my personal 1 and 2. And even when people have different favorite shows of all time, like somebody might say Sopranos, somebody might say Breaking Bad, whatever. Everybody, the whole world, I mean, from professional critics all the way down, know that Game of Thrones and The Wire are all-time greats. Everybody knows that. I mean, talk about producers that aren't like not involved with these shows. They look at those shows and say those are pinnacles in our arena. So fuck my opinion. You just can't be let down in any aspect at all when it comes to Game of Thrones or The Wire. The thing about The Wire though is it is a rewind and find. There's more to find because how they interweave so many of the storylines and some of the moments is so genius that even though it's a great watch, it's a classic watch the first time through, you absolutely do see so much more the second, third, and the fourth time you go through it. I know everybody doesn't have that fucking time. Like, all right, I need to move on to something else if I'm gonna be spending this much TV time. Me, I binge. I hate shows that come out when it's like an episode 1 a week and I gotta wait. I like to binge. I like to find my little time when I got in the evening or on a weekend or whatever, and I might do 3-4 shows in a row. Boom, binge it. I got the moment. Let me get through it. Let me catch up right now. Boom, 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 boom. And if you got that time for The Wire, because it's available out there on some of these apps, and it's available out there, of course, on DVD if people still buy DVDs or box sets if you want to order them. But if you get the opportunity to watch it a second time, The Wire is one that I would co-sign being super worth it because of all the gems and even some of the characters you will realize are so much more important to the overall from all series stringing together from watching it multiple times. They don't got wire breakdowns on new rock stars, unfortunately, to point out all the Easter eggs and shit. There are a lot of YouTube videos on The Wire that'll show you things character specific, season specific, episode specific. So you can get it like that. But me personally, look at it. It's so good. I'm not talking about watching it the first time. I'm talking about the importance of watching it multiple times. That's how good it is. And Game of Thrones is just, it's epic as shit. Go ahead. Nah, you don't hold me. Somebody from the chat, La623 says, have you seen Major of Kingstown and Tulsa King on Paramount yet? No, I haven't. Appreciate your podcast. Definitely appreciate what you did for the culture. Thank you. Appreciate you as well. Thank you for the support. I haven't seen those. What's up for me next? I still have it up here saved on my browser so I don't forget, is the movie Weapons that was mentioned on the chat a couple days ago. I have to see that because on Rotten Tomatoes, it's got 94%. Popcorn Meter still got an 80%. It's got Shorty in it from Ozark, who is an amazing actor. And I did see a trailer of it that I remember looking kind of interesting. So that's on my radar, but it's only in theaters. I'm going to fuck around and watch it in the middle of the week. What's today? Today's Wednesday. I'm going to fuck around, make time over the next couple of days and go see it. If I can't, then I got to go see it hopefully sometime this weekend. I got to catch this movie, man. I have to. What else? Okay, that was the last. All right, so I'm all caught up with the supers in the chat and all that. All right, y'all. 2-hour mark. It's 8 a.m. If you just waking up, rewind, y'all. Oh, Melly's in the building. What's up, Melly? Melly don't be up at 6 a.m. She's like, I catch y'all on either later in the morning or weekends. I don't be seeing Melly too often 6 a.m. but this is family over here, y'all. So always good when I see Melly in the building. And she threw out a gift 30 seconds ago. So thank you, Melly. Hope somebody catches that on the channel. Oh, that's what it is. That what it is? Different time zone type shit. Okay. I got you. So what? That'd be so just what? So what? My 6 a.m. is like your 2 a.m. or some shit, right? Now that you put it that way, if you was here every morning, what are you doing up at the devil hours? Like, yo, who said that in the movie? Who said there's nothing productive that you could be doing by going to an ATM 2 o'clock in the morning? Who is it that said that? It's like, just think about it. Like, you need $500 cash. 2 o'clock. Like, what are you doing? All right, this time we out of here for real. I'm gonna catch y'all 6 a.m. in the morning, y'all. Y'all have a good day. Peace.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss making decisions, my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry True Podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members.